explosive admission caught on camera just hours before the crucial Karnataka elections.
Based on my likes and dislikes, whom do I like, whom do I don't like, on basis of what? So there are various things which we can track, and we can reverse engineering manner so that we can track his behavior and tell him, no, what you think is wrong, this is what is right.
Mirror Now's interactions with a man in the BJP social media division in Karnataka IT cells will shock you. Here is the confirmation that they trend topics in an attempt to swing votes.
So example, so this is an hashtag, Harris George Bake Peda. So this is, we will request all the IT cell team across the state, to trend it.
He claims that they have used this tool well in helping the BJP win.
Inspiration came from the UP elections for us. The IT teams from Karnataka went to UP. A lot of IT teams went to UP for the election because it's a big state. So there, where they have created close to 8,000 WhatsApp groups. And of course, social media also did a major role over there.
Despite proof on camera, the BJP has now distanced itself from the charge of trying to influence elections. Mirror Now also visited the Congress election war room, and their approach to this election is similar. But they weren't as forthcoming on camera.
Yeah, we have around 36,000 WhatsApp group across Karnataka, and we have 56,000 booths in Karnataka. Out of that, almost 95% of booths, they are active and they are connected with our call center and control room.
Mirror Now asks, are political parties cutting across party lines using the social media to influence voters? The debate begins now.
This is a really important conversation to have tonight. 72 hours before Karnataka goes to vote, we harmlessly sent our reporters out to meet people in the IT cells of both parties. This individual, called Satish, who introduces himself on camera as the state convener of the BJP IT cell, talks about how data, social media likes and dislikes are used to create profiles of voters. And then content is pushed to those voters to make them change their minds. This is exactly what Cambridge Analytica was being accused of. This is exactly what the Trump administration is being accused of as well. He also goes on to say that they have 8,000 WhatsApp groups in which they're pushing content in every single constituency down to the booth level. The question is, where do they get the phone numbers from? Where are they getting the social media data from? And he also opens up his phone to talk about how they get trends to move. And we're going to play out each of those clips, but what we have to play out, of course, is the response we got from the top leadership of the BJP when we sent them this questionnaire about where you're getting your data from and why is the BJP media cell functioning in this manner. The response from Mr. Amit Malviya, the convener of the BJP IT cell, is that there is no one by the name Satish involved in the party's social media campaign. Now, Mr. Malviya, incidentally, this person was in the war room. Our reporter met him there. He introduced himself as the state convener. Also, he has tweeted. He has a Facebook page. There you have it. This is from his Facebook page and his Twitter account. He's tweeted. He has a Facebook page where he talks about working for the party, where he thanks the party for giving him an opportunity to be the convener and to work in the social media cell. And this is a photograph of him with Chief Ministerial candidate Mr. Yediyurappa. And Twitter, and he's put out a tweet just an hour ago acknowledging that he is in fact a member of the IT cell. So one is not really sure, and he's tagged both Mirror Now and Mr. Amit Malviya. So one is hoping for more clarity from the BJP IT cell as to what exactly is going on here and where you're getting your data from. Which is why I said this is an important conversation to have at this point. Joining me on the show, Vineet Goenka of the BJP, Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party, Pratik Sinha, founder of Alt News, Govind Raj Ethirad, senior journalist and founder of Fact Checker and Boom. I'm very glad to have Govind on the show. Dhruv Rati will join us as well. And in the studio is is our expert. I'm going to go across first to Amita. Amita is our reporter who visited the IT cell there. Amita is live from Tumkur, where she's traveling at this point. Amita, when you walked in, and the response we've received right now from Mr. Amit Malviya is that no such person works here. Who put you in touch with Satish from the social media cell of the BJP? How did you meet him? And what did he say he was doing there?
Well, first, like protocol, we got in touch with KM Rish, who is the convener of the BJP IT cell here in the state of Karnataka, who was supposed to meet me, Faye, but unfortunately at the last moment he backed out and he left me a message saying Satish NM, who is the co-convener of the IT cell, will meet me the next day. So we met him at the Malleshwaram office here in the city of Bangalore. We went inside. We have video footage of the entire thing that transpired inside. Spoke to him, all through which he did not deny that he was the co-convener of the IT cell. More so, post all of that, after the message that we have received from the BJP, we have, like you pointed out, we have looked at all of the evidence on Twitter and on Facebook, where clearly he is with a lot of BJP members, including Yediyurappa. We also see that important people in the ministry, including Piyush Goyal, are following him on Twitter, and we have proof of that.
All right, so Satish, and what did he tell you, Amita? You know, it was very interesting that he accepted to, in the interview with you, that they profile citizens. Did he tell you how he has access to that information, where he's profiling citizens and pushing stories?
Well, he did mention that over 8,000 WhatsApp groups is what they operate from, but he did not mention where they get the numbers from. He did not mention to us how this big data analytics that he was talking about is operated. He said all of that information is in the laptops. Now we have just about 2 days left for elections, which is why he cannot reveal any of that data. And towards the end of that meeting, I have to tell you, Faye, he got a call from the communication department, post which we had to wrap up the discussion.
All right, Amita, many thanks for joining us. We're going to play out clips of that conversation with Amita. Let me first play out the first clip here, the usage really of to track behavior. This was the first thing that that he told Amita. This is Satish TM of the BJP IT cell. Play out clip 1, please.
In fact, we are the only party, Bharatiya Janata Party, went on to, to track the behavioral aspects of, on the social media. It's like, when we talk about web standards, web 1, web 2, web 3, we have gone to the level of web 4. We have gone to the level of advanced big data. We have, that is where we track the behavioral aspects. This is advanced, data analytics. Example, if there are 10 people, if we, work on the opinion of 10 people, we can track their behavioral aspects. So then we can tell them, I'm as a, forget about I'm a BJP guy, forget I'm from any other political party, or I'm apolitical also. Based on my likes and dislikes, whom do I like, whom do I don't like, on basis of what? So there are various things which we can track, and we can work on, in a reverse engineering manner, so that we can track his behavior and tell him, no, what you think is wrong, this is what is right.
So then tell me this.
Send him the relevant information.
All right, so that's the first clip. Let me bring in my panel at this point. Vinit Goenka, former convener of the BJP IT cell. Mr. Goenka, this is exactly what we were worried about when we had that conversation about Cambridge Analytica. Please tell me, where is the BJP IT cell getting the data from in order to behaviorally profile every single voter?
Miss Faye, I wish your reporter would have gone to the right person, because the person whom you have shown on the screen, I have never met him. I have never seen that. I was co-convener for a couple of years. I traveled extensively in Karnataka in the 2014 election. I don't remember talking to this person or meeting him even once till now. And Amit Malviya has already cleared that he does not know this person. Now, if you go to somebody who is not related with the Bharatiya Janata Party's Karnataka work, you really want us to react to that? We'll have to go to the official channels. I had received a call from Amita and as well as people from your office to visit the war room. My answer was very clear. It is Amit Malviya who is the only right guy whom we should meet for Karnataka election. Now, if you go to somebody whom we don't know and get this kind of bites, how would we will be answering?
Okay,
this?
so your
And
response
let me
right
also
now is that
point
you
out
don't
certain
know
things.
who this
The
person
largest-
is, so you're not going to respond to anything he
Let me
said.
complete.
Okay.
Now we have put a big allegation. So let me answer. Let me answer a full day because you have brought in something. We are a biggest party. We have a proper team in place. We have Karyakartas down till the booth. And understand what the gentleman was saying. Even if for a minute, if you assume that Karyakarta, he's from a Karyakarta team there, he says he has a WhatsApp group. What is wrong in having WhatsApp group? Whereas Cambridge Analytica does behavioral patterns sitting there somewhere outside India from data which is derived out of Facebook. Congress has to answer that. It's a confusion created by Congress, not by us. So the IT cell gets into connecting with people who are member of IT cell. Those who have voluntarily got membership. I've done that in 2014 and there is nothing wrong if somebody has subscribed to me by giving a missed call. Now, please understand, when you get a missed call data, that is a call which is voluntarily been given by that candidate or a voter that you put in a WhatsApp group and try to contact that guy is the right thing.
Okay.
Here, I don't understand why would somebody whom we don't know speak on behalf of us.
Okay.
So we'll have to meet Amit Malviya and understand from him what is the party doing there. Please
Okay,
meet the relevant guys.
let me also point
The
out
credibility of the entire good
that
channel
we put up
is at stake.
one second. Let me point out that we put up on the screen evidence of the fact that this person is in fact working with the BJP.
No, there's no point. See,
There's no point.
I'll tell you, I got a call from your channel. Can we visit war room? What
He
was
was
my answer
in
to
the
you?
war room.
Please meet Amit Malviya.
He was
So you
in
should
the
have met
war
Amit
room.
ji.
He was working in the war room.
Madam,
He
you
has
would go to
introduced.
war room. See, today I go to your channel. Today I come to, Madam, I come to your channel. Some intern there or somebody whom you don't know sits inside mirror out room and talks something. Will you be responsible? You have to talk to Amit Malviya. You will have to talk to the state president. You have to talk to the people who are responsible there in Karnataka.
All right, fair enough. So
Reporters should
your
have
point is
acted
that this
massively
whole
by
thing.
meeting somebody who
is
actually has the content there, right?
Okay, so you're saying
I'm
all.
telling you, sitting
One
here
second.
today
You're
on
not
the
even
channel,
listening to my question.
Did this
at this
guy ever
point.
talk to me? I have never talked to this gentleman.
Okay,
Being
fair
a
enough.
national co-convener, I have never talked to him.
So your
to
defense is
understand
that
this.
you have never spoken to this individual,
How would he
hence
know
he
about
does
what
not
is the
exist.
strategy?
So of the things that he has said in his first account,
Madam,
let
I've
me.
extensively travelled right from
I'm not
Banerghatta
denying that you have
till the
extensively
MG Road. I've
travelled,
walked
but
to
my
in
question is
elections
not
of
have you
2014.
extensively travelled. My question is this. He says, and I quote, "We are the only party to track
My answer
behavioural
to you is,
aspects
madam,
on
please go to
social
somebody
media."
who's relevant on who is rightful IT cell.
Mr. Goenka, are
should
you
have
going to
met the
interrupt
IT
me
cell
through this
president.
entire conversation? Would you at least listen? Do me the courtesy of listening to my question.
But you will also have to give me a fair chance to answer once you ask me a question.
My question is
You'll have to
this.
give me a fair chance to answer. You're putting an allegation on us, ma'am.
My question is this. He says, and I
Please.
quote, "We are the only party to track behavioral aspects in
Please.
social media. We have hit Web Standard 4 of advanced big data, advanced data analytics. We track behavioral aspects based on likes and dislikes on social media, after which we track behavior and tell the person what you think is right or what you think is wrong, and we send him the relevant information." Now, is this true or is this not true?
If the person is not a true representative of IT
So,
cell,
that was not my
how would I
question.
comment on his speaking?
I'm asking you, is this true or is this not true? I'm not asking
Amit
you if he
Malviya
is
has
a
given you a perfect
spokesperson.
answer. He has already told you. See, madam,
So are you,
how
have you,
would you
all right.
comment on some
Okay,
person
Mr.
whom
Goenka,
you
has
don't
the
know in
BJP
Mirror now
IT
and
cell
commenting on
filed a
Mirror now?
police
Tomorrow I come out
complaint?
with a video
Has
film
the
who
BJP
is
IT
not
cell filed a police
official
complaint on
representative of
trespassing
Mirror
because
now?
obviously
How
a
will you
complete
react?
stranger
How
was...
can I react on this person?
Okay,
This
so
is
don't
absurd.
react, don't react. Let me take the questions
We'll
to
have
other
to
members
discuss
of the
Cambridge
panel.
Analytica
All
of
right,
Congress,
all
which
right.
gave us data.
Okay, all right. So you don't want to react to the questions I'm asking you. I will
Can I
ask
answer one
questions
more
to the
thing?
other
I
members
want
of
to
my
react,
panel.
ma'am.
No,
You're not allowing me to
you're not
react.
answering
I
the
would like
questions
to
I'm
react.
asking you.
Please
You're
allow
telling
me
me
to
you're not in a
speak fully,
position to
na.
answer. Then what is the
Madam,
point,
when
Mr.
I'm
Goenka?
trying to speak, madam, please allow me to complete my sentence. Then it will make sense. You're interrupting when I'm trying to answer you. If this person does not represent IT cell, how how do you take his words?
Hey, can I
If
comment?
somebody from Mirror Now, whom you don't know, represents
Mr.
something
Goenka,
about
you've
Mirror Now,
already
will
said
you
that.
take it officially?
All right, okay.
So please
fine.
understand, you'll have to go
I've
to a war
completely
room which has
understood.
been
You
headed
think
by
other people are
Amit
impersonating
Malviya.
us in Mirror Now. Now, here's my answer to that. If someone sat in my office and gave an official interview calling themselves an official member of my office, I would file a complaint for trespassing and impersonating.
You'll have to
Have
meet
you
Amit
filed a
Malviya. Why are you
complaint?
not meeting Amit Malviya? Why are you not meeting the state president then, ma'am?
We sent a reporter over to meet
It
Mr.
is very
Malviya.
simple. You go and meet the official guys now. Why
Okay,
are you
all
not
right,
meeting official guys, ma'am?
Okay. Are you done? Are you quite done?
I got a call from Amita. What I did, please, can you play the call?
You've said
which
these
she
four
had
things
called me?
over and over again,
For a
that she
minute.
called you
Please,
and you
please
said
give me a
speak to
favor.
Amit Malviya.
When I
Do
got a
you
call
have
from
any response
Amita
on
ji,
the video? All right.
I told go and meet Amit Malviya.
Okay,
So why
which
did
you
you
said. I appreciate that. I have
So why did
tremendous
you go and
respect for
meet
the
Amit
fact
ji,
that
ma'am?
you said
Is
she
this
should
office
meet
of
Amit
BJP?
Malviya.
Is
All
this
right,
where
now let
the
me bring in the
gentleman
other
is
members
sitting?
of
Is
my
the office of
panel.
BJP? We
Mr.
function through
Govindraj
office of
Ethraj, I'm going to
BJP,
come
ma'am.
to you. Mr. Govindraj Ethraj, I'm going to come to you.
My one question to your reporter, is this office of BJP, ma'am?
Yes. I will give you the address. This is the Malleshwaram office of the BJP. This is the War Room office of the BJP in Malleshwaram. I will
Madam,
send you the address to facilitate the
Please
process of you
talk
filing
to
a police
Amit
complaint.
Malviya for official reactions of IT cell in Karnataka election.
Okay.
Why are you going to person who may not have information about the party and what he is speaking of? We can't represent somebody
All
whom
right,
we don't
Govind,
know.
please go ahead. Govind?
At least I don't know him because being a national convener, co-convener
Yeah.
in 2014,
No, I think,
have never met this guy. And now also I have never talked to this guy.
All right, Govind, please go ahead, please.
You know, Faye, I heard some of the points that this person made. Now, obviously, he's spoken out of turn, and which is why the BJP is upset. Though, actually, he's not really said anything dramatically new or something that people like us didn't know. I think for a lot of people who don't know how this works, maybe it is a little frightening. But this has been happening for the last 4 years, one way or the other. And this is what you're seeing today is perhaps a more amplified, magnified, and organized version of targeting, pushing information to potential voters and so on. And remember, BJP is not the only one. BJP has 50 people. We did a story on this on May 1st on Boom, and we talked about these 23,000 WhatsApp groups that BJP is using to push voters. It's all on record. So, and BJP is not the only one. BJP has about 50 people working in the same Malleshwaram office that your teams managed to enter. Congress has about 30 people working at the
Is
Cunningham
having a
Road office,
WhatsApp
which
group
is there.
wrong?
JDS has
WhatsApp
about
group
50
people
plus
remain there
volunteers.
only if they like that group.
Right, so just allow Govindraj to finish
Can
speaking,
you please
please.
tell me?
Yeah, of course.
having a
I'm
WhatsApp
not
group is
getting
wrong?
into that. I'm not.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's
I'm
giving
not,
the false information. Is it wrong? Why
no,
would you stay in a group if you're not a member of that group?
One
If we
second.
have a group, so that means that the person is voluntarily staying there.
I'm saying-
Govind is
Try to put
actually
four people.
arguing
This is-
on your side here. He's saying
This is-
exactly
this is
that.
from
Let
your
him finish
colleagues.
speaking.
Correct.
Let
Correct,
Govind
but-
finish speaking, please.
Yeah. So all three parties,
If somebody is there in the group of a WhatsApp group.
all three parties, which is the BJP, the Congress, and the JDS, all have social media teams sitting in different parts of Bangalore and working out of war rooms and doing
No,
exactly
so Govind,
what
my
perhaps
question
you're
is
accusing
this.
the
Govind, my
BJP of, or
question
the
is this.
BJP
Isn't
person
this what
admitted.
Cambridge
Yeah.
what the entire Cambridge
Yeah.
Analytica mess was? We were worried that our Facebook details, our social
No.
media details were being used to profile us, and those details were then being sold to other people, and then politicians were using that data
Yeah.
to push content.
So,
this is what the Trump
correct.
administration problem was.
Yeah, I got that. I got the question. So the thing is, the Cambridge Analytica thing is far more complex because the Facebook itself was in collusion with Cambridge Analytica, and then they managed to, access the databases, access so on. I don't think that's what has happened here. Here there are two kinds. One is maybe they've done mining of Facebook pages and found out people who have likes and so on. And the second is people who voluntarily signed up for them, and that applies to each party. So one thing you have to remember, Faye, the people who are doing it, I mean, in this case, these are volunteers. There are digital marketing agencies working out of Noida, Jaipur, Bombay. I mean, some of them I know, who do this for a living. I mean, most of the time, they're doing this for Lux, Synthol, and other soaps and consumer products. In this time of the year, they're doing it for political parties.
Right.
This is a science. You have to remember that, and maybe this is something your viewers don't know. This has become a science. It
All
has
right.
become
So
something
all
that
right. So Govind saying that this happens normally. We're going to go back to Govind, but let me bring in Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, I also want to point out that we visited the Congress IT cell as well. The Congress IT cell is using a strategy where they use the members of the Annabhagya scheme, the Krishi Bhagya scheme, and then target them with messages. Now, here's my question to you. if these are messages or these are phone numbers that came by the Bhagya schemes to the government of Karnataka, not the Congress party, what right does the Congress party have to use that data then to push your campaign?
Well, I'm just going to keep my answer rather brief here, Faye. There is a difference between, I think, what you have said at the beginning of the program, what the BJP does vis-a-vis what the Congress is doing. I don't think anything is being done furtively or surreptitiously or with an intent to try and kind of track the behavior of people by obtaining data illegally or immorally and then try and target them. Like, for example, I can tell you this for a fact that, even if you look at the elections today, the fact that in my building there are X number of people living is known to all political parties. I get a slip from the BJP, from the Congress, from the Shiv Sena, from the NCP in my flat. Now, the point is somebody getting to know more about me and accessing information about my whereabouts in a manner which is extremely surreptitious and therefore to that extent diabolical? I think the fundamental point, I don't agree with what Mr. Goenka said that, 4 years ago he didn't know the person in the BJP office, because in 4 years a lot of things can happen, right? I mean, somebody may have hired him 1 week ago. How can Goenka know about that?
I used the
So
word
I think
till
even
date.
Today, by the way, I think Govindraj is right. Many of the people, please Goenka ji, just let me finish.
All right.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish. Like, for example, majority of the people who are hired are on contract. Many of them are actually used as a vendor.
So hang on.
For a particular project. Maybe these people are working only
every
for the
citizen in
elections.
Karnataka
So,
knows that there are
that's my
stories doing the rounds. We're being pushed content on WhatsApp. A lot of it is not true. And this is being done by people who have made these massive WhatsApp groups. I'm going to go over to Vinod Sharma, very senior journalist. Mr. Sharma, thank you for joining us. In this has been a dress rehearsal for a larger election. This Karnataka election has gotten murkier and murkier.
The fact is that, first of all, I have no problems with your reporter. The inside information you do not get from the top, you get it from the middle rung. And if she's been able to speak to somebody who she perceived as one member of the team, Mr. Goenka does not recognize him. With all respects, it could be retrospective wisdom on his part or his team that it's better to disown this person. But I do not think any reporter will go and speak to someone
I have never done that in life.
without cross-checking
Mr. Vinod,
that the person...
Please understand,
Sir,
I have
please.
never disowned a single Karyakarta
Let me
movement.
finish.
My integrity
Sir,
is known to everybody in the world.
Let's have the etiquette of discussion.
See, if the guy would have... No, please, do not speak something which...
No, Mr. Goenka, don't interrupt him. Let him finish speaking, please.
I could stand in any weather. No, please do not speak about me if you don't know me, sir. If you don't know me, please do not speak about me, sir. Please.
Sir,
Right. Let Mr. Sharma finish speaking,
there is no
please.
need to have this self-rise. Sir,
individual integrity पे मत आइए, sir, please.
Always face this self. Sir, we journalists always face self-righteous indignation, not just from you, but also from other politicians and political parties. And we are used to it. But then we have a job to do. Please respect that. I quite take your denial at its face value, and maybe you are right, but I am only on the procedure followed by the young reporter. You see, information doesn't get out. Information is something which somebody is trying to hide. Now, this is being done by every political party. To what scale and level, only a probe can bring it out, because there is no data protection in this country. What's the name? Everybody is doing it. Yes. I am on Twitter and I am on Facebook, and I see sometimes that there are many people whom I do not know start following me because they agree with my viewpoint. And yet at the same time, equal number of people following me who do not agree with my with my viewpoint.
Yes.
So surely, and most of these people are faceless. And I mean, they have 2 followers, 5 followers, 7 followers, 10 followers.
Right.
You can call them trolls, but somebody is triggering that.
Yes. Absolutely. Let me play out some more clips, and I'll go over to the rest of my panelists.
Everybody has something to hide in this game.
Everybody has something, right? Let's play clip 3, talking about making it trend, and then I'll go to my panelists to find out if this is really something we should worry about, or like Govind said, this is normal and we should all get used to it. Clip 3, please.
So how to help it trend viral, all of these people were involved?
Yeah, we have explained them how to create a hashtag. I'll just show you, just to make you understand how a hashtag will evolve.
Did you have to employ more people for elections?
So example,
Okay.
so this is an hashtag, Harris George Bake Peda. So this is, we will request all the IT cell team across the state, to trend it.
Okay.
And we work on this, day in, day out. This is another tag. BJP Beko Congress Sako. This is another one.
Okay.
If you see, Yuvakara Jote Modi, this is another one. So these are the, the hashtags. We work on it every day. Two important things. We are telling the people to vote for good governance, and we are telling the people of the state to vote for the development.
All right, quick statements from the rest of my panel. Pratik Sinha, co-founder of Alt News. Pratik Sinha, is this reason to worry?
So two things. Number one, regarding this trending. So we have, shown several times how Google documents with pre-listed tweets and the corresponding hashtags are circulated on BJP WhatsApp groups, and we have put that out multiple times, and which are then tweeted out by ministers, depending on what the subject is. For example, demonetization success, even the topmost ministers tweeted it, while if it's a lesser issue, then only the IT cell people tweet it, and that is how they get to trend hashtag. But regarding the subject about targeting, one must understand how targeting is done. Number one, Facebook already allows you to target. For example, if Mirror Now is watched predominantly by a young population, then you can ask, you can create advertisements, you can create sponsored advertisements where you can suggest that only this age range should be targeted, or only this gender should be targeted, or a combination of these. So these are the things which Facebook already lets you do. So that is not something new. The thing is that when you create an advertisement for Facebook, it lets you create an audience which you target. Now, in case of Cambridge Analytica, they figured out this audience from factors beyond what Facebook allows you to do. They got the data illegally from this app, and then they created audience using which they could micro-target. And that is where the issue is. So the question that needs to be asked is not whether they are targeting, but how they are micro-targeting. The person in the interview was trying to suggest that they are micro-targeting, and Facebook doesn't let you do that kind of micro-targeting. So that is when the question arises as to where the data is coming from to do that kind of micro-targeting. Overall targeting, Facebook already lets you do, and everybody uses it. So that is the question that needs to be asked as to where is the data that has come, and if they have that kind of data, then that is a matter of concern. If they are using tools which are external of Facebook and trying to target audience, then that is a matter of concern.
Dhruv Rathi is a YouTuber who's been dealing with that topic. Yes, Govind, let me just bring in everybody for opening statements, and then we can open up to rebutts. Dhruv, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Is this micro-targeting, and should we be worried about micro-targeting?
Yes, Faye, I think I would like to focus on the aspect where you said that these people are denying that those guys were actually a part of BJP IT Cell. If you remember, I did something similar on a YouTube video of mine. I interviewed a guy who had previously worked in the BJP IT Cell, and he revealed me pretty similar things apart from this behavioral targeting. He told me a lot of other stuff like the hashtags, the trend, and the type of fake pages they have and how they push the news on that.
And he was an ex-BJP IT Cell member. He had a photo with many BJP leaders. And the people who saw this video, they still said the same thing. Oh, they denied that he was in BJP at all. Just like this, the BJP spokesperson is doing it right now. I think that's their tactic. They give this work to some supporters or workers down there who they are not directly involved with, so they can always deny that, oh no, these people don't belong to us. These are our supporters or something else, but these are not BJP IT Cell people. That's what they try to do here.
Well, Ritesh Bhatia, again, and I'm going to keep focusing on the same question because I'm sure a lot of our viewers are asking this question as well. Is it all right? Should I not be worried? Is this the new normal? What is the concern here?
No, I don't think so. This is the new normal. I understand that targeting is the new normal, and micro-targeting by FMCGs is different. Because let's say if I buy a Lux product, or anything else, I can just throw it away. But here, when I'm influenced, because there also is, I'm being influenced, right, through advertisements and other kind of things. Here also I'm being influenced. And what if I cast a wrong vote? Can I undo that? And I have to live with that for 5 years. So, of course, this kind of micro-targeting is not acceptable, at least it's not acceptable to me, and I don't want to get it influenced. with the kind of population we have, with the kind of, such a large country, we generally tend to get influenced, especially when we are online. Like earlier also I said, we really don't stop before we click. We don't stop, we don't think. So it's very important to stop, think. We will just forward the WhatsApp messages, we will just like anything, we'll retweet anything. So micro-targeting for political things or for communal or for social, religious matters is a little bit something that you need to worry about and be careful about.
Also, in another clip that I want to play out for you, clip number 2, he talks about how Karnataka Elections is not the first election in which they have done this. In fact, this is the same team that worked on the UP elections. Take a look.
If you talk about this IT infrastructure, IT cell, the core activity is creating IT infrastructure, setting up IT infrastructure, assisting the state team, district team, taluk team, the constituencies, and the local leaders.
And the
the basic infrastructure, training the volunteers, training the social media experts, and giving them all the guidelines and assisting 360-degree view with respect to creating WhatsApp group, with respect to social media campaign, paid campaign, unpaid campaign, organic campaign, offline campaigns, whatever it is. We went on training these people. In fact, across all the 224 constituencies, at the mandal level also, IT cell team, gone ahead and given training to the local karyakartas.
All right, so I come back to the same question. Is this reason to worry? Vineet Goenka, is this reason to worry? Is this the new normal? Is this how elections are going to be fought now?
Let me first, yeah. So you'll have to give me a couple of seconds to answer all the things. One, these two gentlemen, this gentleman whom you showed, I don't know him till now. Amit ji has said he does not know. For Mr. Jha's reference, Praveen Chakravarti will be doing data analytics. Was the tweet done by Rahul Gandhi ji. Sajad Poonawala, who was known Congress person on the televisions, becomes a rebel, and then it comes out, releases a 49 pages document named Data Driven Campaign by Cambridge Analytical. That Sanjay ji has to answer. I don't have to answer for that. They are fearing. So the Congress strategy has been, if they can't convince, use the caste card or the credit card or the cash card. If they can't do that, use Cambridge Analytica. If they can't use fake IDs, fake things. We don't have to do that because we have a very, very strong karyakarta there. Right. We have things to prove for ourselves. So my simple suggestion will be Congress has to work out, their IT cell has to work out something else techniques. This, whatever this gentleman is talking, if you see about, I don't think any technology been used by him. For a minute, for a second also, if you assume that this person has been the team, he would have had a photograph with me, with Arvind Gupta, with probably Sanjeev Singh or Mr. Malviya.
So are you saying he's not part of the team? Are you saying what he's doing is not illegal?
Somebody going and taking a photograph with a CM for the
Goenka, either you're saying he's not part of the team, or you're telling me that what he's doing is okay, or you're saying that the Congress needs to learn from your example. I want to point out that Satish TM, who spoke to our reporter, had very clear explanations of what he was doing. He also opened his phone to the camera. On his phone, he was part of several WhatsApp groups, including the BJP IT Cell National and the BJP IT Cell Karnataka.
Organized presentation. For a minute, if you debate, what did he speak about? Did he speak about some Cambridge Analytica? And
so you are saying that it's what he's doing is okay.
Person who would not know about the organization of the strategies.
All right, I'm opening up this debate. Right now. So what Vineet Goenka is saying that he doesn't know him, but even if he does know him, what he's saying is okay.
You
have to get somebody who's credible, man.
Ritesh?
Credible in the sense.
I need to respond to Mr. Goenka's.
Who is Praveen Chakravarti? Sanjay ji, aapko explain karna padega na. Who is?
No, Vineet Goenka, either you're going to argue that this person is not credible, or you're going to argue that what he's saying is not true.
What is caught out in this? A person who is not working for the party. What is caught out? Tomorrow bring 6 people and sit there and put a camera there saying they have been working for Rahul Gandhi. Will you believe it? What caught out here?
Okay, all right. So Vineet Goenka is maintaining that what this person is not a reliable source. All right, Ritesh, we have to move past that point. Ritesh, go ahead.
Vineet ji, I actually saw his Facebook profile.
I am telling you again and again,
profile.
I got a call from Amita.
What does his LinkedIn profile say?
Why did you run that clip where I told Miss Faye?
You keep saying the same thing. Let's move past that point that you told Amita to speak to Amit Malviya. Right.
Why she has not done that?
So
go to the right
on the Facebook profile also,
he does not understand, does not know anything about the
All right, Vineet Goenka. All right, calm down.
Can
Yes,
we
Ritesh, go ahead.
focus on the issue at hand, which is targeting?
Yes.
No, no, no.
Ritesh, go ahead very quickly.
Very calm
No,
now.
one second. You know, in the last 1 hour, we had Ritesh Bhatia actually look through the back-end credentials and the social profile of this person. What did you find, Ritesh?
Yeah, I mean, it clear his Facebook profile, entire profile, his Twitter profile, it shows everything that he's related to BJP, and he has his BJP IT Cell ID also. And if you see his Facebook cover page, which is being showing on the screen also, he's there with all the other Karyakartas also. So, you know, it's not right to say that he's not from the BJP. Obviously, look at his...
with the IT cell convener, Mr. Malviya, or a former convener,
Right.
Arvind Gupta.
So let's now move to the point that let's now move to the very important point that Govind was bringing up, which is targeting. Okay, all right, gentlemen, calm down. Let's move to the point that Govind was bringing up, which is targeting. Are we comfortable?
Sanjay Jha explained that. Right.
All right, are we comfortable? One second, Vineet Goenka, are we comfortable with our political parties using our social media, our Google data, our Facebook data to micro-target us, to change our opinions and change our minds? Now, this is what the individual said, and I'm quoting, he said, once we know what the profile is, we target that person. We work in a reverse engineering manner so that we can track behavior and tell the person what you think is wrong. This is what is right. And we send him relevant information for that.
Right.
Now, is that dangerous? Now, for viewers, this is why I'm bringing it up. If, for example, there is a sports shoes company that sells sneakers and they want to target people who work out, and they look through Facebook for someone who's posting about working out, someone who's Googling working out a lot, and they target them with ads about shoes. That may not really be harmful. You'll say, maybe I'll buy the shoes, maybe I won't. What happens when you get sent articles and news and opinions and maybe other engineered information on your WhatsApp and your Facebook and your Twitter to target you, to change your mind and change your vote? Is that dangerous? That's the question I want to ask at this point. Is that dangerous? Govind, go ahead, please.
Yeah.
Can I come in here, Faye?
Yeah,
Yes,
so I
Sanjay,
think, first of all, this has been happening, right? So there are telecallers who reach out. There are people who send SMSs. This has been happening for the last decade, maybe. I will get an SMS saying, buy this new Maruti. You may get an SMS which says, buy this new Mercedes. And the reason they're saying that is because they see you as having more wealth than I do, or vice versa, as it might be. So the profiling, the targeting has been happening for a long time. It was earlier being done through mobile, SMS, and
right.
maybe
But do you
even,
find
let's say,
micro-targeting
phone calls
uncomfortable,
and,
Govind?
mail. Today we've moved on. Yeah. No, I'm saying it is, obviously it is, but what I'm saying is that we have to be aware of it. That is more important. I don't think it matters whether you're comfortable with it or not. It is going to happen. It's going to get worse or better depending on which side you're sitting on. And if people are not aware that they're being targeted in a way, see, when you look at an advertisement in the Times of India, you know that that advertisement is selling you a color television or a car or something like that, or maybe a political party tomorrow. The new world that we are in, we have to get used to these kind of advertisements or messaging or information coming to us via the social platforms. Okay. And as long as we're aware of it, then it's fine. I think the important thing that you should do through your program is to make people aware that this is happening. I don't think by discussing whether it will happen or whether it will go away,
Okay.
I think it's a futile discussion because we.
Let me ask Pratik Sinha this question. All right, Pratik Sinha, now pushing content is one thing, but have you seen instances in at least the Karnataka elections where fake content has been pushed or where fake news has been pushed?
Plenty of times. First of all, Mr. Goenka is denying that he's part of BJP IT Cell. Now, I went to his Twitter profile and he's doing a training in Teradala constituency, Bagalkot district, and he has multiple pictures with with the Karnataka chief ministerial candidate. So, it is strange that he's currently denying that this man is part of the BJP IT Cell. He's leading the training sessions for BJP. So, it would be strange if somebody unknown walks into a BJP training session and starts leading that session. Secondly, what was your second question?
Sir, if he's an IT Cell member, he would have met me at least. He would have talked to me at least once.
Pratik, is there fake news being pushed?
Yes,
which is really
the fake news is being pushed.
Of course it is.
Very systematically. Just yesterday we debunked a video where it was claimed that a woman was was driving distress, crying, and it was a woman who was and the Karnataka police did not help her. So it was essentially trying to cast a doubt on the law and order situation of Karnataka, and then we we searched that, and that woman was actually from Malaysia, and this incident happened in Kuala Lumpur. So that video was very conveniently passed off, claiming that this is happening from Karnataka. So this was obviously to, sort of show the Karnataka government in bad light. Now, it is a question whether there are issues, security issues for women even in Bangalore, etc. So I'm not debating that issue, but I'm just saying that a narrative is sought to be created using these fake videos.
So my question, my second question to you, Pratik, is this. Now, for you and for Govind, who both deal with fact-checking, have you seen an increase in the number of fake news or the fake videos that have been doing the rounds in the state of Karnataka in the last 1 month?
Definitely, without a shadow of doubt. During the election season, it has
I'm sorry to interject.
I have even partnered with Facebook.
Can I give an example of INC handle giving a fake news?
Yes, I'm not saying either one party does it. I'm saying that there is an increase in fake news.
I'm very sorry. 1 second. One minute. Let me give a classical example of fake news. INC official Twitter giving a photograph of demonetization after 14 months, showing the same people standing in the ATM card for the cash this thing in 2 months back.
Mr. Vinit Goenka, just a few days back, I pointed out to you that you're giving misinformation when you're stating that.
Right. Pratik, go ahead, please.
Mr. Vinit Goenka, what the INC handle had done was they had tweeted an article, an Ashtak article.
Official handles of BJP.
All right, let me bring in the rest of the panel as well. Okay, I'm opening this up. I'm bringing in the rest of the panel. The real fear is when someone pushes fake news to you, and that is the thing we should be most worried about. Mr. Vinod Sharma, fake news is especially in this election, and we've had a couple of shows as well where members of Govind's team, where Pratik has joined us in the past, Ritesh has joined us. We've had some serious issues with fake news, and that is something we're going to have to guard ourselves from.
No, Faye, I want to tell you something which I got to know in 2005-06, and that is still more serious. You see, most members of parliament are not very well endowed when it comes to understanding our legislation. And there are certain legislative research bodies and entities and teams, which are used by chambers of commerce to reach out to members of parliament to help them make up their mind about our legislation.
Right.
You see, when the Indo-US Nuclear Pact 123 was being signed, Mr. Advani told me that barring 5 or 6 members of parliament, very few understood the intricacies of that legislation, And that is why, they got some people from outside to get that safeguard bit, that nuclear safeguard bit, the liabilities which have to be there, put them into legislative form. You see, this is a serious issue. You see, and the fact remains that the psychological mowing down of people and encouragement of people is being done rampantly through the social media. Leave alone the social media. The kind of issues that are being raised are so emotive that the equanimity of mind of the voter is disturbed when he is going to the polling station. The Election Commission, which has got a model code of conduct, should also include that political parties should not disturb the equanimity of mind of the voter when he is going to vote. He should be able to vote with a peaceful mind. He should be empowered when he goes to vote.
Yes.
Nobody is paying attention to that. I think we are missing the wood for the trees, and a more serious approach is required by all political parties, in fact.
In fact, let me also play out this clip, which is the clip.
Should be peaceful.
Yes, the voter should be allowed a peaceful bent of mind in order to really make his decision. Clip number 1 from the Congress, IT Cell. Can we play that out, please?
Do you all target individual, particularly? Do you all go for the state entirely?
See, we do have a different strategy of targeting the messages. Basically, we have done so much of Bhagya schemes, and the Bhagya schemes beneficiaries are from different locations. For example, the Krishi Bhagya is only for the farmers. So we do target some good messages, what is Congress government has done for the farmers. Okay, that will go to the farmers, and basically which are related with the Bangalore infrastructure, it may not be relevant outside the Bangalore. So those informations will be given to the Bangalore residents.
Well, there was a member of the Congress IT cell accepting the fact that the databases of people who use the Annabhagya scheme, which is below the poverty line, and the database of those people who use the farmer schemes are being used to target them. Now, first of all, that database should belong to the government and not to the political party. And what right does the political party have to use that database? But Ritesh, what is the difference between this and micro-targeting that we were talking about earlier?
See, again, I'm telling you, the micro-targeting is more about influencing my mind. Now, I have seen there are certain fights in certain families over WhatsApp messages also. They forward it and they say, no, you're pro this party, you're becoming pro that party. And, there are so many fights that are happening also. So now this is the kind of influence that micro-targeting does. As far as
that's the danger.
That is the danger. And I'm seeing this quite, there are people who have lost friends over WhatsApp group just because of these different political ideologies and other kind of things. Now here when we say ki, this particular political party should do it or not do it, it's more about the government. It's more about my trust. Again and again government says trust us. We want to trust them, but in that case, if you're going to bombard me with news, please bombard me or micro-target me with facts, with factual news, not with fake news.
All right, Sanjay Jha, respond to how did the Congress Party IT cell gain access to databases that should have been only used by the government and not the political party?
Well, Faye, let me answer this in 2 points. Before I answer your question, I think the real pertinent issue is, I think what everybody raised is not just micro-targeting. If that data is obtained illegally, that's problem number one.
Answer the question.
The second is the fake news that is sent out. And since you mentioned Uttar Pradesh, I'm answering that, but you mentioned Uttar Pradesh elections. I want to give you a very factual information here. We are aware that during the Uttar Pradesh elections, there was a targeting of the susceptible youth of Uttar Pradesh, and the BJP was actually promoting a message that by 2050, the Muslim population in Uttar Pradesh would exceed the Hindu population. When you talk of Operation
we had Cambridge Analytical.
No, answer my question, Sanjay Jha.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm answering. Now, as far as using of any data is concerned,
so Hardik Patel was from
BJP. In a
BJP.
principled manner. If the party has access to,
Jignesh
can I
Mehmani
answer?
comes from
Can I
BJP,
answer?
right, Mr. Jha?
Can I answer? I'm giving a very candid answer right now. And by the way, unlike you, Goenka, I'm not doing a roundabout way
please
to say
answer
that
my
this person
question.
You should apologize. How did
Frankly,
you get the data of government?
I don't even know, but I'm not going to deny. If your reporter went there,
your government removes
can I
flags from
answer?
temple, takes
Can I
data
answer?
from databases
At
and
the
gives it to your
moment,
party,
at the moment, I'm going to believe. At the moment, I'm going to believe that your reporter did make a call on the Congress IT cell. Let me just kindly verify by actually checking up with my party if they had any information that they shouldn't have, and I'll respond to you. But I'm not going to indulge in BJP's brazen lies to say this person wasn't even in my party. I will check it out and I'll come back to you with an answer. That's a frank answer. My real worry is the way the fake news is being sent. Pratik Sinha is on your channel. He did an annual review of the fake news in 2017, and he said that 90% plus was circulated by the BJP. 90% of fake news last year was done by the BJP. Can you deny that, Mr. Goenka?
All right,
Maybe you can ask Pratik Sinha is on the channel.
Dhruv
He can
Rathi.
answer that to you. I read his annual review.
Dhruv Rathi, and I want to point out to our viewers that,
I have been asking you who is
both
Praveen
these political
Chakravarti.
parties have very strong IT
Did Rahul
cells.
Gandhi tweet about Praveen Chakravarti? What is his role?
All right, Dhruv Rathi, both of these.
Listen to me for a moment. Cambridge Analytica was used by you. There is a gentleman on LinkedIn whose data was forced to be reduced, whose data was removed from LinkedIn, who said that you used...
I'm running out of time. Gentlemen, please pipe down so I can hear the rest of my panelists. Dhruv Rathi, okay.
Don't argue with me.
I think even
Goenka, don't argue with me. You will stand exposed. You will stand exposed.
Gentlemen, neither of you have been able to answer the questions that I have asked you. Where are you getting the data from? If there are 8,000 WhatsApp groups, where did those phone numbers come from? Where did the data for micro-targeting come from? Did it come from Facebook? And if it did come from Facebook, then Cambridge Analytica is irrelevant because we're using companies that do exactly the same thing. Is it all right? Are we comfortable as a country?
If the numbers have come from missed calls, it is a legitimate numbers, madam. If the
Can you
numbers
tell
have
us
come
for
from
sure
missed
the
call
numbers have
operation,
come from
then
missed
it's a legitimate
calls?
number. Please
What do you
understand.
mean if? Have the numbers come from missed calls?
I have an example myself. My mother has made
do not create a
Wait,
confusion.
can I come in here?
Where did you get the data?
Pratik
If the numbers
Sinha,
have
go
come
ahead,
from a
please.
missed call campaign, it is legitimate data.
All right, so what you're
Anybody
saying,
can use
Vinit
that.
Goenka, is if
Who has
the
legitimate
numbers
data?
have come from
If the
missed
data
calls,
has come
but you're
from
not
data
telling
mining
us
or
if the
from
numbers, if you're not telling us for
illegal
sure that
data,
they
madam.
have. Pratik Sinha, please go ahead.
If you ask me, the data
I
which
have
has
a
been used
personal
by
example
official
where my
IT cell
mother
of
was
BJP,
made
it is
the
missed call
member of
operation data,
BJP.
which is
You
legitimate
know,
data.
she never gave a missed call, but she got an SMS that she has become a member of the BJP.
Show me a case like that, please.
No, Pratik, go ahead. You're saying that she never gave
It's
her
my
number
mother.
to someone, but she
It
got
happened
a
with my mother.
Please
She got an
understand,
SMS that she has become a member of the
operation
BJP, despite she never giving a missed call to BJP.
Yes,
Dhruv Rathi, go ahead.
even I got a message.
This
saying
has happened in
I should
many
become a
cases.
went on for a long.
All right, one at a
Goenka
time.
ji,
I
even
can't
you wanted to
understand
make
you all if
me
you
a
all
BJP
speak at
member,
the same
man.
time. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity
Talk
to
of your
respond.
audacity.
One at a time,
Sir,
please.
I was sitting there in the 11 Ashoka in 2014 when the missed call was going on. Please understand.
Okay.
The data
All right.
which has come on the missed call is an official data where the people have been volunteering.
So you're saying
Only that
for
data has been
sure,
used.
Vinit Goenka, you can tell
If
us
somebody is
for
using
sure
the data
tonight.
from Cambridge Analytica,
One
Utter
second.
nonsense.
Vinit
Even
Goenka,
I
you're
got
not
a
even
message to
listening.
become a member of the BJP.
of course, I'm talking with a lot of degree of certainty. You're not allowing me to speak. I'm telling you with a lot of degree of certainty. If
All
the
right.
data has come from
I
missed
just
call,
deleted
and
that
it is
SMS
legitimate
message.
data, which has to be used. If the data comes from Cambridge Analytica, paid by Congress, as per Sajjad Poonawala's 49 pages of document, if it is as per the tweet of Rahul Gandhi, Praveen
Boss,
Chakraborty,
Cambridge Analytica,
then it is
Facebook has all been
illegitimate
used
data.
by you.
If this data has come from the
Goenka,
schemes
don't
of
indulge in your
Karnataka, then it is
typical
illegitimate.
post-truth nonsense.
Sanjay ji has to answer all
Faye have
this.
to stop
Can
him.
I
He's
join
going
in,
too
Faye?
far. He's going too far.
Sanjay ji,
you know,
आपको ना
Goenka,
बताना
you
पड़ेगा
are like
कि ये
your
data कहाँ
BJP
से आया था,
IT cell, the
All right,
ultimate
let me
manufacturer
just
of
play.
fake news.
I'm going to play one
Boss,
more clip.
आपका fake
I'm going to play one more clip, and
manufacturing
this
company
is.
है, boss.
Yes.
BJP is the biggest liars in the space.
Okay, hang on, please. Neither of you are willing to actually answer any of the
अच्छा,
questions
भैया,
I'm
tweet हमने
asking.
नहीं
You're
किया था,
just
राहुल गांधी
trading
का tweet हमने कर
allegations
दिया था, ठीक है?
completely baselessly. I'm going to
चलिए,
play another
झा
clip.
साहब,
Clip
मान
number
गए।
4, please. Clip number 4. And our audience in Bangalore will recognize this.
When there was an issue of steel bridge beda, that was the hashtag. When there's DSP, DYSP Ganapati Hegde's death happened, so when that issue arose, so we were the one to go out to the public with the hashtag of sack George, which was become the #1 trend on the Twitter on an all India level. So like this, we work on the research, we work on the tag, we work on the contents, we work on the stuff. This is a regular basis. We do it 24/7. We do it 365 days. But we as a party, we believe in the booth level Sanghatan. So we started working on the booth level Sanghatan for the last 12 months. So there are close to 50,000 plus booth committees have been organized. Every booth committee had a booth president, BLA1, BLA2, we call them as booth level agents 1 and booth level agent 2. So they are governed by the local representatives, the candidates, and also on a larger picture it is governed and monitored and mentored by the organizing secretary and our Honorable President Shri Yediyurappa ji, which is again mentored and monitored by our National President Shri Amit Shah ji.
Dhruv Rathi, please, go ahead.
These both parties are just using Cambridge Analytica as a way to blame each other. It's just a way of engaging in whataboutery. BJP is blaming Congress and Congress is blaming BJP. The only question you should be asking them is if this micro-targeting is fine. Sanjay Jha gave his reply. I think you should ask this to the BJP spokesperson now. Does he himself agree with micro-targeting people?
It's a fair question. Vinit Goenka, do you agree with micro-targeting? Are you comfortable
I
with
think you...
Yes. Go ahead, please. Govind.
No, Faye, I think we really need to move beyond this. So micro-targeting has been happening. It will continue to happen. I think you should focus on informing your viewers about being aware of micro-targeting, spotting it, and then trying to discern between what is genuine, misinformation, fake, and so on, and then forming an opinion. This is going to happen. I mean, it was happening on hoardings earlier, it was happening through slips delivered into your house, as Sanjay Jha was saying, and is now going to happen through social media in a far more, and that's the whole idea of social media and the internet, that it connects with you more personally and more directly than any other medium. So you have to be more aware, and that is what I think we should be focusing on, because that's what is going to make the difference and make people more empowered to elect the people that they really want to elect, as opposed to getting influenced by someone else.
That is really true. I agree to that statement.
But
Because
while that's fair, Govind, while that is fair, while that's fair, and we will do a show because we've run out of time, almost run out of time. We will do a show where we tell people how to be able to tell the difference, and that's the idea in the shows that we've done in the past with Pratik and Jency and other members of your team. But my question here is, we had this entire brouhaha about Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. We had the senior most members of government hold press conferences, summon Mark Zuckerberg to India, say that this is completely unacceptable. And now, isn't this as an acceptance, Ritesh, yes or no answer, isn't this as an acceptance exactly the same thing?
Yeah, it is exactly the same thing, except like, over there the data mining was done illegally. Here again the data has been sourced. Now whether that's legally, illegally, now if you're saying, now how do you get a particular organization's data to use for your political advantage? Like, Mr. Jha was saying that he got it from one particular organization and from the second particular organization. Isn't there something called as data sovereignty? So it's high time that we have our data protection laws. And what happens about the consent? Yeah. Have you taken my consent before you bombard me or before you micro-target me also? Okay, fine, it's the new normal. But then there has to be something like a consent also. Have I consented? Okay, you come and spy on me or you come and target on me? You haven't.
Yeah. Vineet Goenka, respond please. Are you okay with micro-targeting? Personally, are you comfortable with
Facebook.
it? Are you comfortable with it, Vineet Goenka?
Didn't the Namo app hijack the data of people?
One second, my question is to
the Namo app did that.
One second, Sanjay Jha. Vineet Goenka, go ahead, please.
Can I answer, sir? Can I answer? Yeah. So you'll have to define what is micro-targeting. BJP has been talking about one youth, one booth since the days when I was Yuva Morcha Adhyaksh of a ward in Mumbai. 2006, I used to lead a ward there in Mumbai, and that time there was one booth, one youth. So we actually had a man, a karyakarta, who would go to every house and understand who is the voter.
But we just spent the last 1 hour explaining what micro-targeting is. All right, let me read, one second, let me read out the definition of social engineering. The use of a centralized planning in an attempt to manage. No, you're not answering my question. You're dodging my question, Vineet Goenka. I asked you about micro-targeting. You are telling me about booths. No, you're not answering my question. No, you're not answering my question. I don't have enough time for you to tell me about the history of your personal journey in the BJP.
Madam, you go to everybody's house. That's the one youth, one booth is the micro-targeting of BJP.
That's not the same thing.
It's not about Cambridge Analytica of Congress.
All right, now let me just explain
when you do data mining illegally
through
Cambridge Analytica by Congress, that is data.
This is what we mean. Viewers, you get on Facebook, you get on Twitter.
Your repeated lying won't change the reality that Cambridge Analytica was hired by you.
Social engineering is,
oh dear God. Repeated lying won't change that fact. Keep lying, keep lying, it won't change the reality.
And then let's see what
they use social engineering. So this is...
All right, so let me just tell our viewers what this means. When you go onto Facebook and you click on certain pages, you read certain articles, you share certain articles, you comment on certain articles. Now, by looking through the things that you read, you stop at, you look at, you share and you comment on, a profile is formed of you. That will then tell a person whether you believe right-wing or left-wing. Are you pro-BJP or are you pro-Congress? What is your view? What is your religion? What is your view on religion? What is your view on people from other religions? A profile is then created of you. And depending on what you believe, information is pushed at you to get you to change your mind. That is micro-targeting. Social engineering is what we're talking about, is the use of a centralized planning system in an attempt to manage social change or regulate behavior of society. Now, there's no proof for us right now to say that deception and manipulative information will also not be used to cheat you. And I want to keep pointing out what both Pratik and Govind said, that in the last 1 month, and we've done enough shows on this channel to point out to you that the number of fake news forwards that have been doing the rounds, both about the Congress and about the BJP, have gone up substantially. Everybody in the state of Karnataka have received these WhatsApp forwards on their phones. Most of them are lies. Where is all this coming from? According to our reporters, the Congress has 32,000 WhatsApp groups. The BJP has 8,000 WhatsApp groups. Who are these people? How did they get on these WhatsApp groups? And why are the information being sent out? Now, that is the micro-targeting I am talking about. Are we comfortable with that micro-targeting? Vineet Goenka, we summoned Mark Zuckerberg to India because we were not comfortable with anybody using the Facebook data. I want to ask you personally, are you comfortable with this sort of micro-targeting?
I've been fighting a war of data sovereignty for a long, and you know that. I've been campaigning that. There is one case where I've been fighting with MNCs of this world who are trying to take the data out. That is my personal fight as well as a professional fight. If there are people who have been hired outside India by paying money to do micro-targeting, companies like Cambridge Analytica, that's a threat to sovereignty. And Aadhaar, sir, whoever it is, Aadhaar is a fantastic piece of database which has got no bridge. I wish on a personal capacity,
Put the entire data in the public domain. Put the entire data in the public domain.
Everything.
Forget my right to privacy.
Why is it so difficult to moderate a panel with two politicians?
Goenka ji, aap bhashan aur pravachan band kare.
All right, I'm going to wrap up this discussion here because I've run out of time, and also it's very difficult to actually keep this on point. What we will do, viewers, is that we will continue to bring you news that will help you decipher what is true and what is false. But this is something we need to talk about right now. If there are political parties, and we have enough evidence to tell us that there are, this is what they're doing. They're getting onto your Facebook, they're getting onto your Twitter, they're getting onto all of the other information, the trail that you leave on Google, to find out who you are, where you live, what you believe in, and who you're likely to vote for. And then they're pushing information to you on WhatsApp and on Facebook to make you change your mind. It boils down to one thing. Everything. You need to approach this with the assumption that everything you read is a lie. All of those WhatsApp forwards, all of them. Delete them all. Do this country the personal favor of not forwarding anything. Let it die at your phone. And for heaven's sake, don't believe anything you receive on WhatsApp. There is a clear attempt to fool us. There is a clear attempt to make idiots of us as voters. It is something we cannot allow. What all of these political parties are taking for granted is that we are too dumb to know the difference. And that will not be the truth. Thanks to organizations that are actually doing fact checks at this point and will continue to bring you the truth. We have to remember that all of this, these forwards that you're getting, these WhatsApp messages that you're getting, and most of them are, what are they about? They're about religion, they're about hate, they're about caste, they're about cheating, they're about lying. We need to boil it down to one thing. Who is your candidate in your constituency? What is that person's experience? What is that person's qualification? What is that person's track record when it comes to law and order? And how many cases does he have against him that he's already declared? That should be the only criteria for judgment. And if, viewers, we manage on Saturday to vote for good candidates who deserve to be inside the assembly, then from that list of good candidates will emerge a good chief minister and a good government. That is how democracy should function. Not because of someone I hate or something I dislike or some secret about me that you found out on social media. It's a violation of my privacy and it's a violation of my democratic right to form my own opinion before I vote. We reject this violation. And we will continue to bring you the truth here on Mirror Now. Thanks for watching.